So let me ask you guys how you feel about sharing your location with your significant other. I know how Cassie feels about this. She and I have talked about this quite a bit.
If you were to ask me, I would say I don't like it. But if you were to ask me, I would say on a deeper level, I loathe it. I hate the idea that somebody is going to be tracking me at any point in the day. They can just look at my phone and see, oh, Abby's at Starbucks. I wonder what she's doing at Starbucks. It feels like low-grade stalking that I'm supposed to be okay with because we have a personal relationship. I don't like it.
So you're saying you don't like it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Not a fan.
It actually gives me a sense of security.
Yeah?
So yeah, Bart and I have been sharing our locations for who knows how long. And, just with driving in this city and if something were to happen and I couldn't get to my phone to call him or whatever, just from like an emergency standpoint, in all sincerity, I never check. I never see where he is. It would literally only be used in emergency cases. And 9 times out of 10, we'll just text each other and get like ETAs and stuff like that rather than looking at our location. But yeah, and especially now throwing a kid into the mix of it as well. It's just, it's just another layer of security. And I have zero issue with it whatsoever. And it's not like I'm going to interesting places anyway.
Not a fan of it at all.
No.
And being in a long distance relationship, it was a back and forth for quite some time about her trying to get me to do it. And eventually I buckled and was just like, whatever. But I really didn't understand why it was necessary. I hate it.
So you're still sharing your location with her?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like all
You don't look happy.
No, I'm not. I miss privacy in relationships. I mean, but it was to me, as much as I felt like I don't get why this has to be necessary, it also wasn't worth the argument. I'm like, if this is going to make you feel better for whatever reason it is, then fine. But yeah, I miss being able to be in a healthy relationship where you still got to have your own privacy in your own life.
That was like mic drop. So I share it with my husband now because we have kids and I think he deserves to know at all times whenever he wants where his kids are. But if you feel safe like Kristen does, it makes you feel good, then go for it. But for me, I think it's so easy, and we've fallen into this trap in my relationship to lose that privacy. Like, it caused fights. So I stopped at a coffee shop and my husband saw and he's like, why didn't you offer to get me anything? And I'm like, because I wanted to go get a coffee. And I get in these weird, like, repetitive habits.
Yeah.
So I went again the next day at the same time. And he's like, why did you go again? You've never been to this coffee shop before. Now you've been twice 2 days in a row. What's going on? And I'm like, literally nothing. I just wanted another coffee. And it just goes down this like rabbit hole of there's no privacy in relationships. I want to be my own private person and do things without having to explain to you all the time what I went to Target for. Sorry, I didn't ask you. I forgot to ask you if you needed anything, and I think it's like Pandora's box.
Yeah.
No, if Bart started asking those questions,
Yeah. That's an abuse of
he would get his access revoked.
Yeah, that's an abuse of it. I used to feel the same way you did. I just feel I feel differently now, I think. I feel safe with myself and I feel safe in my relationship. I wouldn't have a problem with it anymore. Before, every other time it would have been evasive. Doesn't feel that way to me now.
Well, and it's interesting though. I feel safe in my relationship, but I think it's probably part of my upbringing, and I just really value that privacy. And growing up, I wasn't allowed to try and do things for myself. Like even though I wanted to, I was told to do it a certain way or I had to do it a certain way. And it was all coming from a place of love. So I think I just have it ingrained in me right now. Like, just leave me alone and let me live my life and do my own thing once in a while. And then you get kids and your life is not yours anymore. And it's like I can't even go to the bathroom alone. All right. So just having my location off makes me feel like I'm somewhat in control.
I understand. All right. So the DM goes like this. It's from a dude. Bert, I know you're in a new relationship, so I could use your help here. Been dating a girl for almost a year now. I care about her so much. I really do love her. I fell in love hard. He writes, the thought of anything happening to her is the scariest thought I have. I want to ask her to share her location with me. I've never done this with any women before, but the thought of her getting into some kind of troubling situation, I have no idea where she is. It terrifies me. How do you think that she would react to this? How would it be received? And then he writes, actually, this might be a better question for the women of the Bert Show.
I mean, yeah, newly in a relationship, because I would be fiercely independent.
Almost a year.
I mean, a year still isn't that long of a time. It's like a decade in before Bart and I started sharing our location.
Took hell a while to care.
Yeah, I know, right? Right, it's like, whatever happens to you, happens to you. Sorry about your luck. I mean, if he's sending this DM and he's saying it like this, I want to believe I want to believe that is his intent, but there are so many controlling people that try to manipulate that situation that I want to believe it's for good reasons. But I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a podcast I'm listening to right now is like swaying me and like, don't do it, girl. Bad news, girl.
You can ask. I don't think there's literally anything offensive or bad about asking, and I think it's really sweet. The caveat is you have to respect what she says. If she says no, then that's the end of the story. No.
So it wouldn't be just the ask itself wouldn't be a sign that this is a controlling person.
Not if you added that the thought of something happening to you or getting in a troubling situation is in the back of my mind because I care about you. So are you willing to share your location with me? And I would find that very endearing, and I'd be like, no, but thank you for asking.
I think the smart thing to do would probably be to lean towards the ladies' opinions on this. But as a guy, I'm not doing it. I don't think you should do it. I feel like if
feels like a collar for you.
Yeah, and I don't know if she would take it as insecurity as opposed to truly you just being concerned. And I feel like if a woman really wants you to have her location, she's going to give it to you. Like she'll give it to you when she feels ready to.
And I think too, just a quick ad. You know, before I had pride, now I don't have any. So
save that.
So, and I used to be, I could take care of myself. I don't need a man to come rescue me. And I'm like, no, baby, come rescue me. If I get in trouble, like I'm going to need you to come. Like I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and so I know therefore it's probably smart for me to share my location with Bart in case something does go awry.
I have just never understood the safety argument for a location because, like, let's say I get kidnapped or whatever. I feel like criminals are smart enough to know, someone's probably got her location. Let's chuck this thing into a ditch. And so by the time you've figured out that I'm missing or something's going on, like I'm probably 10 miles away from that location and my phone is all busted up. And if you are checking my phone enough to see my location constantly to be like, what is she doing? Where is she? Then to me, that's a problem that you need to handle in therapy. And it's not actually something that's really protecting my safety. It's just giving you peace of mind.
Every now and then, I think I could take care of myself. And then every now and then, I run a boat into a dock.
Yeah.
And I realize I can't.
The Bert Show.